south or all. It's only the north, like the south.
Yeah, nothing really happens in the south.
Our next speaker is known to everyone and needs absolutely no introduction. Actor and also the show host on Classmate Spell Bee Season 9, she has perhaps the smartest and the most well-educated mind in the film industry, certainly the sharpest wit. She is Miss Soha Ali Khan.
Thank you for that very generous introduction, Samyukta. I think I have to start today's short speech by congratulating Classmate Spell Bee's Season 9's champion, Pratyasha Nath. Very well done. It was really an incredible performance, and you did so well. I was so impressed by you. I have to mention your fellow contender in Aman. In fact, I was so impressed with the both of you because both of you are comebacks from the previous season. And both of you displayed something which this competition really imbibes, which is the ability to come back from some kind of downfall whenever a challenge is presented to you. You took that in your stride, and you worked hard, and I especially saw that, Aman, in your performance. You were almost perfect, especially with that amazing score of 80 points at the end of round 1 and round 2 in your semi-final. You blew us all away. I saw an increased confidence in you, in both of you this year. And those things really inspire me. They inspire all of you. All 16 of you inspire me today. All of you, of course, as you've been told many times, are champions. All of you are winners. The fact that you made it through 3 lakh students and 1,000 schools to be here today, you should all be very, very proud of yourselves. Your parents, some of your grandparents are here to support you, and I am always blown away by you. It's such a pleasure to host Classmate. I think it's my 5th season this time, and I do hope it continues because it keeps me on my toes. I get to interact with lots of young people, and I don't do that on a daily basis. I get to remind myself of all the amazing and confounding things in the English language. Again, something I rarely get to do. It's a language that is constantly expanding. It's impossible to understand. There are no rules, and you have to work very hard to master it. And all of you are very young, and you're well on your way to becoming masters. This is something that a lot of people feel is not important in today's computer-aged world, where you have technology, where you have autocorrect, where you have spell checks, which we all use from time to time. But the fact that you don't need those things, and that you found your way and a comfort level and a mastery to an extent of the English language is something that makes you really special, and something that you should be very proud of. I think that I have to congratulate Classmate. I have to congratulate the Times of India and Radio Mirchi for really taking the initiative to put this together for many, many years. It is something I think that we should all be proud of, that we are now in Season 9 and that we are on television, like I said last year. It obviously shows that this is a skill and a competition that is worth investing all the time and effort and money that everybody in this room has. So I'm very excited to be able to be the face of the competition for so many reasons. Again, like I said last year, the most precious thing about this competition is the chance that I get to interact with all 16 of you. I know it happens in a very rapid way. We shoot 5 episodes, but we shoot it in a really compact amount of time. But I still feel that I've got to know each of you in some way. We have a little brief chat before we start the competition. And like Samyukta said, there's so much more to all of you, apart from just your academic records, apart from your love of spellings. And that's what I think really impresses me. I know that among 16 of you, for example, we have 2 budding novelists, which is incredible, again, at this young age, in Sanjana and in Adya. I really wish you best with those novels, and I look forward to buying them in a bookstore one day. I hope that all of you follow your dreams. There's Preetham, who I'm sure one day will invent that gadget and perhaps also uncover another element. There is Hemant, who sang for us. It took a little bit of coaxing, but he sang so beautifully. And I hope you continue to sing. There was Pratyasha, of course, who rapped for us, and that was so much fun. And it's difficult. And we usually associate people who spell to be nerds and geeks. And really, in many ways, as I said again last year, geeks are cool. It's really cool to be a geek today. And you're more than that, so don't let that define you. All of you are multi-talented and very, very special. I hope, again, as I said, that all of you will continue to follow your dreams. Garv, you want to take over Google one day? I hope you will. I'm sure you will. And it's always, as I said, it's always a pleasure to get to know you. I hope to be back next year, and I do hope to see some of you. I think, Garv, you're our youngest contestant, and you came so close to winning. Aman, again, came so close to winning. So I do hope to see you and many of you who didn't make it to the finals next year. Until then, be good to your parents, and continue to be celebrities. Thank you.
My question is to Soha. You just mentioned that the children inspired you. So could you narrate one incident which changed your perception of life or something? And which was the child who did it and what?
Like I think I mentioned, each of them inspire me. Just the fact that I have hosted this for 5 years now, and I interact with these students. I know how hard they've worked to come here. In this particular instance, I think I made a special mention of Aman. Pratyasha, of course, has won this year. He came close to winning, but I did interact with him last season as well. And the fact that he surpassed his achievements of last year, and that he made it so close to being the champion this year, and just also the fact that I could see a change in him. He answered and spelt all of those questions with so much confidence, with an ease. And then I think he was a little, was it tobogganing? Yeah, I think it's going to be your least favorite sport. But that threw him off a little bit, which was unlucky and unfortunate. So, but apart from that, I mean, we have Garv here, who's only 12 years old, who was competing with other contestants who were 15, so 3 years his senior. There are many, so all of them really inspire me.
Thank you.
My question goes out to Paige, Miss Paige Klimby. As per global standards, what according to you, I mean, in terms of quality, how has the response been in India this season?
The standard of competition and administration of this competition is very high. We have had the privilege of attending spelling bees all over the world, and this is certainly one of the best run with the best spellers. So India should, yes, give yourselves a round of applause for that one.
As I heard that this Classmate champion would be allowed to watch the national competition in US, is there any possibility that in future this champion would be allowed to compete?
So the Scripps National Spelling Bee right now is operating under a freeze, an expansion of international participants. That freeze has been in place since 2008. But we're here and we're visiting other places in the world because we know the interest is high, and we would like to find a way, a meaningful way, for everyone who's interested in this program here and in other parts of the world to connect with our program. So we're working on it.
So what do you want to say about the Indian largest competition of Spell Bee. How's the whole experience with the children?
It was an incredible experience. This is now in season 9, Classmate Spell Bee, and the competition gets bigger and bigger every year. It's expanding to include more students. They've increased it to social media applications and games. In fact, adults also compete when they watch the show. They can interact live and compete and pit their skills against, these 12 to 15-year-olds, which is wonderful. And I'm so excited. I hope next year it's going to get even bigger and bigger, and I'm so excited to be hosting it.
After looking this whole season 9, is there any thinking change about the competitions and the precision has been changed? What do you learn from the children?
I learn a lot. I mean, every year I'm presented with a new a word bank with, impossible to pronounce words, so I can't imagine spelling them. So it really helps me to hone my own skills, because it's been a while since my English language skills have been tested, and they don't get tested on an everyday basis in my line of work. But I love the English language. I find it puzzling, but I find it such a challenge. And I really like the fact that, we all spend so much time trying to master it so that we can spell well, we can read, we can write. It's very important in life.
Look at this, all this reminds something behind your class times.
Yes, of course. Every time I meet students, I'm reminded of my school days where I had a great time. I was a very good student. In fact, some of my history notes are still used even today by, history teachers, and I loved all my friends. I think, again, the spirit of camaraderie and sportsmanship that these children have displayed is something that I really respect and appreciate. It is a competition at the end of the day, but they help each other. They were rehearsing just before we were playing the competition as well. It's not like they were being secretive, like Samyukta was saying, and hiding things from each other. When someone did well, they congratulated them or they commiserated with each other. So that was lovely to see.
How much are you excited to see the Kunal again in Golmaal again?
Yes, Golmaal 4 is on, and they're shooting at the moment, and it's going to be huge. It's going to be exciting. I always love Rohit Shetty films, and I loved Kunal, of course, in Golmaal 3. So I have lots of expectations from 4, and I'm sure that those will be met.
After a long time, Saif and Kunal are going to work together in renewed of Goa Gone.
Yes, well, I think plans are on. I loved Goa Gone, and I would love to see a sequel. So if it happens, it'll be incredible. And I love both their characters in Golmaal, in Goa Gone. So I'm looking forward to another sequel.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.